right, Miss Dawn Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my pretty favorite ladies.
Thank you.
I love
I
interviewing you.
that. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. Happy holidays.
You too. You
Thank
too.
you.
What are you doing for the holidays?
I am here celebrating with the UNCF. I love coming to this event every year. I think this is actually my 10th or 12th time coming, and I have family here in Atlanta, so when the event is over, I'll be spending it with family. And there are also a couple of youth organizations that I support here, so I'll go and be visiting with the kids and singing Christmas carols and such. And I just love Atlanta. Is my home away from home. I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. I live most of the time in Los Angeles, Brooklyn. There you go. And I love coming to Atlanta during the holidays.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
If, you know, UNCF, they're doing great for our children by making people donate. So you guys need to donate.
Yes.
But if you had that power, the way UNCF has, to do something huge and great for our children, for our future, what would that be?
Well, I think that we're doing it. I don't think anyone starts out to do something huge and great, because that's the easiest way to miss the mark. You start out with a really small personal passion, and you do one step at a time to do the best that you can do as an individual, because you can't control what other people do. And hopefully when people catch on and they appreciate your personal passion and commitment, they themselves take on the mantle, and before you know it, it becomes huge. I don't think the UNCF intended we're going to get every black person in America to do this and they're going to all contribute. A small group of people had a personal mission and a personal passion, and they did everything within their power to make it happen. That's why I always tell people, don't worry about the big picture. Do what you can do, and before you know it, other people seeing your commitment, they will step up to their own personal commitment, and every little bit it helps, and then it grows and grows and grows on its own, and that's how you make a big difference, by making small steps.
I just love your talk.
Oh, thank you.
I do love your talk. It's always so inspirational. I hope you guys get some inspiration. What do you have going on, Dawn?
More of the same. I still do voices for the Cleveland show. I do voices for Futurama. I just finished the project for Disney. I have an animated feature film coming out, Dino Mom, next spring. And life just keeps moving. Music is still happening. I love it.
Happy these days?
I'm very happy these days.
You look happy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You know, but you look great. I want to thank you so much for
Absolutely, my
sharing
pleasure.
with me.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. You've been coming here how many years? Since your first year?
This is my first year, and I'm honored and thrilled to be here. I was so pleased that I was included in this year's festivities.
Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste, right?
No, absolutely, absolutely, and it's a slogan that has become something which is a mainstay in the community throughout. But you know, we're not wasting anything. Time, minds, education, imperative, you know what I mean? We're at a time when we're being dumbed down as a society, and we have to pay attention to that, and we have to continue to inspire our youth that education is something that is valuable and that is important, and that far too many have sacrificed too much for them not to take the opportunity toward gaining education.
All right, that's real talk right here, real talk. UNCF.org have been doing quite a bit throughout the years for our children. I'm sure you know you're doing a lot of things as well, but if you could step a little bit outside of the box and do something huge, even though I know everything we do is huge, no matter what length it is. Yes. You know what I mean? With something like a big impact. I'm just curious, what would you do?
Well, you know, one of the things that, it's a good question, firstly, and then secondly, you know, one of the things that we start to think about things huge in terms of something which is on a magnanimous scale, but you know, everything starts with a first step, and the first thing we want to identify is to communicate, is to talk to one another. We're now in a technological world. We're in a world where we communicate through text and email. A text and an email is but one thing. It is a one-sided conversation, because you read or receive that email or text based on how you are emotionally. So I say that we've got to first go back to communicating and talking to one another. And if you start with that, the ball will continue to roll, because if I ask you how you're feeling in a text, you could tell me fine, but I don't know how fine how great the find is, how less the find is. But if I say to you, how are you today? And you say, well, oh, I'm fine. I know there's an issue. I know there's something wrong. So that's what I would say would be the first step, is to go back and make sure that we continue to communicate with one another. Community.
I want to know what you wearing, because I love the way you did that. You know, you didn't put a tie on, but you put that on there, and it still looks matching. You got that. It looks smashing.
Well, thank you very much.
Smashing. What you got going on? What you got going on now?
Well, you know, I just completed Kenny Leon, who you'll get an opportunity to see as he passes by. He and I just finished doing the private practice. So I'm working. That'll be aired soon. I've got 3 feature films that'll soon be released. One is called The Trapped Haitian Nights. One is called The Fallen Faithful, and another one called Trapped. So there's quite a few things in the works.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, because I love seeing you on TV.
Well, thank you so
I
much.
love it. He's so good. We're here with BerNadette Stanza at the Mayor's Mass Ball, 27th Annual Mayor's Mass Ball at the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta. So I was asking you earlier about how do you make the difference between Thelma and BerNadette? Because I'm sure, you know.
Yes.
So how do you balance that?
Well, I balance it because that's who they know. They've fallen in love with Thelma, and I have too. I love that character, the way I played her, and people tell me all the time how it influenced them and how it helped them see, you know, the young black woman in a positive light. Mm-hmm. But being that I've graduated from Juilliard, I study drama, so I know the difference, you know. And so once they get to know me and we talk, they see BerNadette.
Wow. I got a good question for you. You know, we're here, UNCF, United Negro College Family. We're here to donate money for our future, education. If you could do something major like that, I mean, this is huge to me. This is really huge. You know, the event is huge.
Absolutely.
So if you could do something major like that for our children, for our future, what would that be?
I never thought of it like that. I would want to do something that involved the children and the parent. Because you can do something for children, but if the caregiver or the parent doesn't quite understand or stand behind the child, a lot of the children will fall in the cracks, you know. So I'm saying that every child was meant to be, even if parents or someone says, you know what, you were in an accident, you know, you were meant to be here, and God put you here for a reason. And I would like to give an event to encourage the children to keep striving for their dream. Keep striving for your dream.
Never give up.
Never give up. You know, when I was growing up, I had a lot of things that knocked me down, or, you know, they said, no, you wouldn't make it, or you wouldn't do this, and you wouldn't do that. And I had a mother, and my mother is still here, and she's suffering with Alzheimer's, so I'm fighting with that now, which we'll deal with. But she always said to me, you're going to make it. She said to me once, when I was very depressed, because I was 12 years old and I couldn't get in the clique with the girls I wanted to get into. So she came home and she said, you know what, BerNadette, everybody has different talents. Some people are very, very smart, some people are artists. And she says, one day the whole world is going to know your name. I'm like, yeah, right. You know how kids are. You can't hear that. It's not.
Yeah.
But she was right.
Yeah.
You know, they know my name. She didn't tell me it was going to be Thelma. I thought it was going to be BerNadette.
Right.
But everybody knows Thelma. But I take it. It's me. Hey. So I'm okay with that. But the major thing is to speak these things into your children's lives. Remember, if you want to say something negative to your children, say, close your mouth first and say, you know, let me think. And say the opposite. If you have a bad child that you know is, you about to, you know, you say, look at that. Now, how are you going to be a doctor acting like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throw the positive at them. And they're like, you know, it sticks. That's what I've learned.
I think that's pretty good. What you got going on?
Well, you know, I've written 2 books. Situations 101, Relationships. And Situations 101, Finances. And my daughter, that's 15, and I are going to write Situations 101, Teenagers. That's our project.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
that's
she's
so
15,
awesome.
and Oh, it's a mess with these kids.
Amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
And just all this going on in here, I love that. Thank you.
Thank you, honey.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Okay.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are here at the Mayor's Mass Ball in Atlanta at the Marriott Marquis with Mayor Kasim Reed. We have some of the most fabulous gowns, hairdos, masks, suits. Some of the guys, I'm telling you, some of the guys are dressed absolutely fantastic. But the main reason we're here tonight is to collect donations for United Negro College Fund, our future, our children. So I want you all to take your part in by going to uncf.org and donate $5, $10, $1 million, whatever your budget will allow. But please do donate, because one thing we do know for sure, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. So we want to make sure you guys do that, all right? Because it's your kids, my kids, all of our kids. All right, I'm signing off. Belinda Michaels.